What's going on, No DQ Galaxy? This is Cindy G here, and today's video, this is going to be the predictions video for WWE Super Show Down. Now, before I get everything started, I would like to thank you guys, the NoDQ.com Galaxy, for all your kind words, your love and support for these past couple weeks. As you guys saw on Twitter, that was going through a really rough time regarding my grandmother in a hospital due to her ailing health. But have no fear, you guys, even though she's still in a hospital, but she is in recovery mode and she's doing a lot better. So again, you guys, from myself and to my family, we thank you guys so much for everything. You guys rock. But without further ado, let's go ahead and talk about the predictions video. And joining me here is, you may be familiar with her on the No DQ live calls and on the live chat and etc. etc. Ladies and gentlemen, introduce for her NoDQ.com debut, Kaitlin. How are you doing?
Hello, good. A little nervous. I've never done anything like this before for YouTube, so bear with me. I don't have any cool equipment either, so.
No worries. I mean, all of us have like different forms of like recording, like our laptops to even our phones, or hell, even our tablets too. But bear with us and all that. And plus, like, I don't have any professional lighting. You can obviously tell, but yeah.
The same with me.
Yeah. Anyway, so we have is this pay-per-view that is coming up this Saturday in Australia, which, you know, it is going to be a very sleep-deprived pay-per-view since it's going to start 5 a.m. Eastern, 2 a.m. Pacific, which, you know me, I like to be a night owl of staying up all night and all that. And plus, I hardly ever fall asleep because normally I go to bed like around 3 or 3:30, but I digress. Anyway, what do you think of the pay-per-view build-up so far, Kaitlin?
Well, I'm not super intrigued, I guess I would say. I mean, I'm excited to watch it, but it could have had a better build, I think.
I could have agreed with you. I mean, like with both build-ups, like pretty much with Raw, it became like still a lackluster show. And with SmackDown, it started to be still a little bit better until the last episode of SmackDown before the Super Showdown. It's like, what the heck is going on? Like, seriously.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think the week before, SmackDown had a great episode, and they were really building up several storylines. But yeah, just this week was...
Yeah, it's crazy.
Kind of meh.
Yeah. And I know that there has been a report about, like, there's not going to be any title changes so far. And to me, it feels like with this pay-per-view, it's probably going to be another glorifying house show. But to me, I don't think it would be, because it's like a big deal in Australia, since this is like the first ever live pay-per-view.
Yeah, I was thinking the same. I feel like they have to do a title change if they want these, you know, shows in other countries to be important.
Exactly.
And have any meaning instead of just a glorified house show, essentially.
Exactly, though. Even though that there's no kickoff pre-show match from what I've heard, they're just going to go straight to the pay-per-view, and that's like, which to me, I'm fine with that, because I just don't want to like get up like 1 or 1:30 in the morning. I'm just going to plan on taking a nap or two, and that's it before everything started. So there has been 10 matches has been announced already, and we're going to go start with the first match, which quote unquote possibly be their first main card match for quite a while, which is the Cruiserweight title match between the champ, Cedric Alexander, versus Buddy Murphy. Now, Kaitlin, I'm going to start off with you. What do you think, and who is going to be going home as champion?
Well, first of all, I haven't been keeping up with 205, but I'm going to go with Buddy Murphy just because I feel like they do need to have a title change on one of these shows. And I think it would be good to start out the show with like a big, you know, hype match, and Australia gets their guy winning, essentially. So I'm going to go with that. And Cedric Alexander has had it for a while now, so.
Yeah, I agree with you, because like even I hardly ever watch 205 live since they moved it to Wednesday due to like the mixed match challenge on Facebook Live. But with moving to Wednesday, it kind of seems to be tad too much, because we had his NXT and the Mae Young Classic that is still happening, for which I know that with Cedric Alexander, he's been like the been holding that title for quite some time, and with Buddy Murphy as being like one of those top heels in 205 Live, I just have a feeling that there is going to be a title change that's going to happen because it's in Australia. It's Buddy Murphy's hometown, even though there has been like mixed report because like always the hometown hero will lose the match and all that. But with the exception, like, you know, with last year's WrestleMania, Naomi won the SmackDown Women's title in her hometown. So why not have Buddy Murphy winning the title in his hometown of Australia? And plus, I feel that they need to have like a heel champion because now that if you saw on recent 205 Live episode, Brian Kendrick is officially babyface since Drew Gulak and Gentleman Jack Gallagher turned heel and they did attack Kendrick. So they need to have more of like a strong heel build for that. And regarding with Leo Rush, I mean, he's now managing Bob Lashley, and I think he is now the baby face instead of like being the top heel of the man of the hour type. So to go home as a champion definitely will be Buddy Murphy to win, and hopefully we'll see like any other top competitor in 205 Live just to compete against Buddy Murphy. So I would like to see that match for that. I think it will be a pretty good start for the whole cruiserweight, just to get more of a notoriety, especially with that prestige title.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So next up, you have is the singles match for the #1 contendership for the WWE Championship, which you have is Daniel Bryan versus The Miz. Well, the feud has been still going on ever since Daniel Bryan is cleared to wrestle and all that stuff. Now, I know that at the last pay-per-view, which is Hell in a Cell, what am I thinking? You saw The Miz and Maurice won the match, and now there's still like a lot of feud going on without both Brie and Maurice getting involved. It's just these two guys. But now it's for the #1 contendership. I know this is going to be a very hard pick because The Miz is like the top heel of WWE, and you have Daniel Bryan as the top baby face. I'm going to have to go ahead with my pick, and I'm going to explain to it why later on, like when we get to the WWE Championship match. So for my pick, I'm going to have to go with, it's obviously going to be The Miz. So that way it could bring in like more of like a whole heelish repertoire for it. Miz, clean finish, that's it. So what do you think, Kaitlin?
So we might actually be thinking the same thing. So I'm sorry if I steal your idea here, but
it's all good.
I am going with The Miz as well because I really want Bryan to win the Rumble and go that whole road where they eventually meet up at WrestleMania. I think Bryan needs to have his big win not at this type of show. I want it at a different pay-per-view. And if they could stretch it to Mania, that would be good. I mean, they've been stretching it this long anyway, maybe throwing a few different things between, so it's not like constantly them the whole time, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But to get back to Miz and Bryan at Mania, I would like that a lot. And you know, Miz can do something to win this match where it's still not like clear cut, where it's like, okay, Bryan, he took the fall and that's it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He can still have some sort of screwy thing happen in there.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm going to go with.
I agree. I mean, with Daniel Bryan, like, if he wins the #1 contendership, then what's going to lead him to the next feud, or if it's going to be more involved for that. But with The Miz, I mean, if he's still going to be the #1 contendership for that WWE title, where is going to be exact? How? But again, I'll explain to that later on when we talk about the WWE Championship match. Okay. All right. So next up you have is the title match for the WWE SmackDown Tag Team Championship match, which you have the champ, The New Day versus The Bar. And Kaitlin, go ahead.
So I'm actually gonna go with The Bar. I'm sticking with this title change idea. And if it's not Buddy Murphy, maybe it's gonna be for the tag match. So I'm going to go with them. I think this is one of the ones where it doesn't really matter if it's flip-flop because it's been flip-flopped so much.
I agree.
So yeah, so I'm just going to go with The Bar. I think it's time for a change. And I'm not super excited about that match, but I'm sure it'll be a good match.
I agree. I mean, I haven't even care less about the tag team division ever since now the Bludgeon Brothers are out. Well, Eric Rowan with his shoulder injury and all that. And I feel like it's still a bit stale going on, especially with now the New Day being the top baby face. And yeah, I'm getting sick and tired of the New Day, to be quite honest, especially with their pancake shtick to it. But hey, it's funny that at the last episode of SmackDown, we get to see Mick Foley's son, Dewey Foley, as Mr. Bootiesworth.
Yeah.
That was pretty funny. But that's the only entertaining part about that, but not the whole pancake Schmidt or anything. And hell, that's the reason why Aaron didn't go to SmackDown Live where he hit Portland, though, because of New Day. So, whatever. Anyway, so hopefully from my pick, and I just hope they better switch the title, even though, like, this is just like the United States title all over again since last year, with the whole hot potatoing of the title. So for my pick, I'm gonna have to agree with everybody, even though it's gonna cost the points, but oh well. My pick is gonna be the Bar, and if they win the title, that means we're gonna get a lot of contenders. I would like to see the Bar versus Sanity. That's what I've been waiting for quite a while. I mean, they need to have a feud to happen, but hey, it's all up to WWE. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and move on here. So next up you have is a tag team match, which you have is the team of the Iconics versus Asuka and Naomi. Well then, the Iconics' hometown of Australia, they're having their tag team match against Asuka and Naomi, which is their feud has been quite going on and off so far. But I'm gonna have to go ahead with my pick, even though if Buddy Murphy wins the Cruiserweight title, then that means the Iconics possibly gonna lose the tag team match, because even though that's their hometown, but I'm just gonna go lean to Team Babyface. Especially they need to have Asuka's credibility back. Like ever since she lost that winning streak at this year's WrestleMania, she's been having like a really rough time in WWE creatively and how they're booking each of the matches, and they're kind of making Asuka as somewhat of kind of like, well, not a joke or anything, but like they don't know what they're doing with Asuka. Yeah. So now like she's pairing with Naomi, which makes sense, and I have a feeling like with that pairing, we may be seeing like a possible women's tag team titled, possibly debuting at Evolution. There has been kind of like a report doing for that. But so again, my pick is going to be Asuka and Naomi. So what do you think, Kaitlin?
Well, I'm going to go opposite.
Okay.
I'm going to pick the Iconics. I feel like they need a win, and I think they might go with the hometown thing. I think you're right that they may do one or the other between Buddy Murphy and them, but I'm going to just go ahead and pick them anyway, because it might be them. I think Naomi will take the fall, try to maybe protect Asuka, what's left there, and but again, this match, it's like, it's not super intriguing, even though they did build it up a lot. Like, they did, like, all the different, like, you versus you versus you, but still, it just doesn't feel like we really know what's going on with them. You know what I mean? Even though they built it up, so.
Yeah.
So that's what I have to say about that match, I guess.
Yeah, I could have agreed more, because, like, they're just hyping up the match because it's Billy and Peyton's hometown or home country, and with Naomi and Asuka like being the top star on SmackDown Live, they had to bring a lot to the storyline just to build it for that match in Australia. So it's kind of like more giving like the audience like more of the hype of it. But like to me, it's kind of like one of those matches that's kind of somewhat of a filler, but then it's actually just, you know, just hey, here you guys, your hometown superstar, and they're facing like the top star of the women's division in SmackDown Live. So we'll see what's going to happen with this match. And I know that, you know, with more of like the women's tag team that's developing, like I said, we're probably going to be seeing a possible women's tag team titles probably debuting at Evolution, which I would love to see it. Yeah.
I'll be okay with that.
Yeah. Anyway, speaking of tag teams, next up you have is the 6-man tag team match, which you have the team of The Shield versus, well, I don't know what they're
they're called.
Yeah, let's just call it the Dog Pack, like what Aaron and the guys has been saying.
Okay.
All right, what are your thoughts, Kaitlin?
Well, I think this is going to be a chaotic match for sure. There's going to be a lot of different things that could kind of go down between everybody involved, I'm sure. I'm going to go with the Shield just because I think they're going to give them their, their big like win over there in Australia. And I guess there was this comment. I missed it. My friend told me that she heard it though during Raw, like either Strowman or McIntyre told Ziggler he was the weak link of their group or something. I missed this comment. I don't know if this actually happened or what, but if it did happen, I don't know if that's going to play into something. And then I don't think they're going to do anything with Ambrose yet. Like, I don't think they're actually turning him or anything like that. So I'm just going to go with the Shield.
Yeah, I mean, there has been like conflicted report about Dean turning heel against Seth and Roman, but I would say just wait until like one of the majors pay-per-view instead of like the overseas pay-per-view. I mean, just give some time for Dean to build up until when is the perfect time for him to turn heel. Like, I would like to see him turn heel possibly at Survivor Series. That's like the perfect time to have him turn heel. I mean, when is the last time we see Dean Ambrose as a heel? Let's see.
Well, he was gone so long, it's hard to...
Maybe when he debuted, maybe when he debuted as the Shield with Roman and Seth before Seth turned on Dean and Roman. And regarding like Ziggler being the weakling, I mean, Ziggler and McIntyre are still the Raw. Wait, are they the Raw Tag Team Champion? My mind has been fizzling, and it's the morning people. Yeah.
I think they are.
I guess. Yeah.
That's how like meaningless some of this seems right now. It's like, wait, who's champ? You know what I mean?
I know, right? Like with Raw, like the only thing I remember as like who are the champions on Raw? Let's see, Roman, Ronda, and Seth. Yeah. So okay, yeah, Drew and Dolph tag team champion, but now the title's meaningless. But yeah, whatever. But for my pick, it's gonna be a no-brainer. My pick is gonna be the Shield for the win, and hopefully no heel turns or anything like that. All right. And my dogs agree as well. Next up, you have is the WWE SmackDown Women's Championship match, which you have is the champ, Becky Lynch, versus Charlotte Flair. Now, I'm kind of like a little bit against it for the fact that Becky turned heel at SummerSlam, and now she's like the SmackDown Women's Champion, which I'm okay with that, but I know that my biggest fear is like her turning heel will get like the crowd so hyped that they don't want to like boo the hell out of Becky, because apparently she's kind of like the female version of Stone Cold Steve Austin mixed with Seth Rollins all together, where like people are like in favor of the heels instead of the baby face. And you guys saw on recent SmackDown Live episode that Charlotte got heavily booed because she like attacked Becky out of nowhere. I mean, didn't Becky do the same thing to Charlotte? Like seriously, seriously. But and I stated on like the SummerSlam predictions video that I prefer to have Charlotte as a heel. That way, that being a heel will get like much more of a credibility and she get more heel heat. But nope, it's just Becky, which don't get me wrong, she's doing a pretty good job as a heel. My dogs agree with it. But they just needed to work a little bit more like about the crowds in favor. But for my pick, there's not going to be no title change. So my pick is going to be Becky to still be the champ. And we'll see like another feud with her and Charlotte at the Evolution pay-per-view. Maybe kind of like a no DQ match or maybe a Falls Count Anywhere. Anything that is like Extreme related for that feud. For that. So what are your thoughts, Kaitlin?
Well, I had a hard time picking this one because I worry that they might do the back and forth thing. I hope they don't, because I think Becky is doing very well and she needs to hold on to it, I think. But if she does hold on to it, you know, think they're fighting at Evolution, and it's like, how does Charlotte get her match there if Becky just wins again?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So there's going to be some sort of messed up finish maybe involved, I think. Either way, I think Becky is going to keep the title and leave with it. So that is my pick.
I agree.
Could be a good match.
Oh, yeah, totally. Now the question is, how are the crowd's going to react to Charlotte? Are they going to continue to boo with her, or they're going to give her a cheer, since it is, like, in a different country and all?
Yeah, I was wondering about that, because, like, you know, when they went to Saudi Arabia, there seemed to be, like, they didn't really know what they were cheering or not cheering.
Yeah.
But I think Australia, though, I think they do know what they're supposed to cheer or not cheer. But as you said, their people are doing opposite what you're supposed to. So exactly. I don't know how it's going to go.
Yeah, exactly. Especially the whole fan base, too. Like, in Canada, they boo the babyface, but they cheer for the heels. England, their crowd is very rowdy. Australia, like, I know the crowd is going to be like, you know, we're going to see the whole, like, Aussie, 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 oi, 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 and other chants. Like, we're going to see how this whole, like, energy is going to play it out for that pay-per-view. Yeah. Like, I'm looking forward to it because I'm very curious about, like, the whole, like, crowd reactions, like, for each of the matches.
Yeah, just to see how it'll go. I agree.
Yeah, and it's sad to say, like, some people are now dubbing Charlotte as the female version of Roman Reigns, which is like, that's way too far to consider as Roman. I mean, she is the daughter of Ric Flair. Her last name says it all for that, but she is not nowhere as far as Roman. I mean, she is talented as him. I mean, don't get me wrong, that's my opinion, but yeah. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and move on here. So next up you have is another tag team match between John Cena and Bob Lashley with Lio Rush versus Elias and Kevin Owens. Mm-hmm. Whoa. That crowd heat on the last episode of Raw, where Elias kind of dissed of, you know, Washington, Seattle crowd, that Seattle Supersonic used to be a thing, but until they moved to Oklahoma, which they became, like, Oklahoma City Thunders, which is, like, my top 5 least favorite basketball team, but I digress. But yeah, that heel heat, though, that was pretty intriguing. Like, we haven't heard that hot heat for, like, quite some time now, Kaitlin. Yeah. Like, when is the last time we had that type of heat?
I don't know.
I don't know.
That was something else.
Oh, yeah. Maybe
it was cool to watch it.
I agree. It kind of reminds me of, like, the whole Attitude Era, like, back in the day. For that. Like, I do miss it, but I'm glad they kind of, like, bring it back, that heat that we needed. But feel bad for Elias, though. Like, you see, like, their awkward faces between him and Kevin. Like, but, hey, you gotta sell it.
They did all right, but yeah, it was funny. I was like, just give up.
Yeah. But anyway, I mean, this match is kind of, like, well put to, like, kind of, like, randomly well put together. I mean, you still have, like, Bob and Kevin feuding, and then you add Cena and Elias to the mix. I mean, that's pretty intriguing. I mean, they need to find something for what to do with Cena, because he is still a part-timer, and I can make sense, like, they're teaming up together just for that show in Australia. But for my obvious pick, it's no-brainer. It's going to be Cena and Lashley for the win, and we'll see Lio Rush getting involved as well, since he's like Bob's manager, though. But yeah, anyway, your thoughts, Kaitlin?
Yeah, you pretty much said what I was gonna say for this one. I'm also going with Cena and Lashley. I think they're gonna give him his return win, you know. So not too much to say about this one. Yeah. The biggest intrigue was that moment with the Supersonics comment. So that's about it for this one.
Oh, yeah. Pretty much.
Not too much going on with it. So.
Yeah, especially with the storyline. Like I said, it's just thrown away just to find Cena something to do. And also, like, still the feud between Bob and Kevin still happening. So yeah. Anyway, so next up, our favorite match, the 6-women tag team match, which you have is the team of your favorite, the Bella Twins, and Ronda Rousey versus my favorite, the Riot Squad. Now, Kaitlin, let's start off with you. What do you think of the match? Even though, man, it has been a crazy storyline, especially what happened behind the scenes. And yeah, so your thoughts.
All right. Well, first of all, I don't know if the whole like supposed Nikki turning heel thing is going to play out here. I actually don't think it is yet. If they turn her, I don't think it's happening here. But if they do, I don't know if it's going to be like during the match causing them to lose, or if it would be like they win and then afterwards she gets her or whatever. But I think they are just going to go with Ronda and the Bellas. I think they're going to try to. They want Ronda to win, have her look good. They want the Bellas to look good too, I think. So I do think they're going to go with them winning. And
who's going to take the pin?
Sarah Logan, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't think they were going to have Liv take the pin. And Ruby, I think they're going to protect her. So
yeah,
by default.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, with everything, the craziness that's been going on, like, the whole, like, the article that happening on NoDQ.com talking about the whole, like, divas are not allowed to be, the past divas are not allowed to be in the Evolution, which, by the way, you guys, me and Kaitlin, we disagree with that article about it, and we support past, present, and the future superstar to be part of Evolution. And with that going on, and also with the whole backlash against Brie Bella for like accidentally did her yes kick to Liv Morgan, which she was concussed for a while, but then she's officially medically clear, which thank God Liv is going to be competing and is nothing too serious. And plus, Liv's hair looks pretty fabulous. The whole, like...
Yeah, she does.
Yeah, I love it. So it's going to be a no-brainer. I mean, it is, like, put together because you have Miss Ronda Rousey as your current Raw Women's Champion. And I know that teaming with the Bella Twins, we all know how this match is going to end. And it's sad to say that, like, that the Riot Squad is still buried. And with that match, they're still going to continue to be buried. I just wish that there's possibly going to be a little bit of attention going on with the Riot Squad for that. I would like to see Ruby just to be solo and have Sarah and Liv just as a tag team itself. Because I see a lot of potential with Ruby Riott. Like, I've been following her since the start of her indie wrestling career leading up to now. Yeah. But for my pick, it's going to be the obvious answer. It's going to be the Bella Twins and Ronda to win. And who's going to take the pin is definitely, I agree with you, it's going to be Sarah Logan to take the pin for that. Because you have this Liv, being protected, and so is Ruby. I could see there's probably going to be a tension going on with the Riot Squad for that.
Do you think there's going to be any interaction between, like, Brie and Liv?
Ooh, that's going to be a good one since the whole incident that happening last week. It's probably going to be like a 50-50 chance to it, but I could see how Liv is going to be pretty aggressive towards Brie. After what happened so far. But hey,
it'll be interesting to see how that plays out, but
agree. And especially how the crowd's going to react it too, since like you have is like a lot of like mixed backlash for Brie Bella, and then like you have Daniel Bryan defending her, like with the whole cyber bullying and all that. And for like, for my take, like, yes, she does need to have a little bit more training. Yes, she still need to be protected. My dogs agree with it as well, but there's probably going to be little to no reaction so far.
I think because I was a little concerned that she was going to get some sort of backlash on Monday when they came out with Ronda, and there really wasn't any. That I noticed.
Yeah, because Liv was out there, and then the reports that, she's medically cleared to wrestle, which is a good thing. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Alrighty. So we both picked the Bellas and Ronda, guys. Yes. And Alright, guys. So the next match that I had to get the door because my dogs has been barking because someone said, "Oh, Wendy, which is the WWE Championship match, no DQ style, which is the champ AJ Styles versus Samoa Joe. Another amazing feud between AJ and Joe that I'm actually quite entertained by it, especially the whole AJ's family getting involved. All thanks to Samoa Joe, which I think this is like gonna be one of the match that it's gonna be pretty aggressive in nature.
Yeah,
For that,
so.
especially as a no disqualification match. But for my obvious pick, and I'm gonna explain about what I talk about in the number one contendership match. My pick is gonna be is AJ Styles to retain the title, and I'm gonna have to agree with some of the guys on their predictions video that I would like to see AJ Styles hold that title up to Survivor Series, because shout out to Interstate Kyle and TJS for pointing it out that WWE is possibly going to try to break CM Punk's WWE Championship reign.
Yeah.
To have AJ hold the title leading up to Survivor Series. Not Survivor Series, Royal Rumble. Why did I say Survivor Series? Whatever. But Royal Rumble. And then have The Miz versus AJ Styles, like, you know, still having the feud, getting into the mix, like, between AJ and Joe, and then throw The Miz in it, and then have AJ hold the title till the Rumble, and like you said, have Daniel Bryan be the winner of the Royal Rumble as well. So, my pick is going to be AJ to retain the title. What about you, Kaitlin?
Well, I'm also going to pick AJ for, you know, the same reasons, basically, but I am concerned about what this does with Joe going forward then, because he's been, you know, coming on so strong with his attacks and everything. And then if he loses again, he's just kind of, I think, you know, sinks back into the middle somewhere, and then he doesn't really have very much credibility at that point. So, so I'm not really sure what's going to happen with that, but I do think AJ will retain, so that's what I'm going with.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, hopefully, even though this is a no DQ match, but it is going to be a pretty aggressive match so far. And hopefully with AJ, he better retain the title. And still, I think the feud is still going to continue going on. Like I said, adding The Miz to the mix, and then possibly Daniel Bryan as well. But we'll wait and see what's going to happen.
So yeah, he might stick around in there, but yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. Anyway, and that will lead up to the main event match that we're all waiting for, which is the last time we get to see two of the legends compete, which you have is Triple H with Shawn Michaels versus The Undertaker with Kane. Now, this is going to be the match that I'm actually very looking forward to it. And I know you're looking forward to it as well. All right. Yep. And let's go ahead and start off with you.
So this was, I think, the hardest one that I had the hardest time picking for this match. Just because I don't know what's going to play into this, I guess. Well, I do think Shawn Michaels is going to interfere in some way and cause some sort of, you know, it's going to affect the result. I just don't know. Again, same thing as I was talking about before. I don't know if it's going to be like he interferes and gets caught and then Taker wins, or he doesn't get caught and then like Triple H wins type thing. And I was also thinking about like if it does end up going to where Shawn Michaels does have like a match even by himself eventually. Like I know there's this talk of like the tag happening next between them all or whatever. I don't know if, that's not official, I don't think, but people keep talking about it. But if it does go to where like they fight each other one-on-one, Shawn and Undertaker, I'm wondering like what are they going to do with that? Is it going to be like Shawn like redeems himself and gets a win back, and like if that is the case, is Taker going to win this one that's happening now? I don't know. But ultimately, I decided to go with Triple H. But I think it's just going to be like Michaels is going to get in there and like do the kick or whatever, and then that'll be that or something.
Yeah, I mean, with the whole situation that has been going on lately, like with Shawn Michaels, like coming out of retirement, just doing like a couple of the moves, like
Yeah, yeah.
towards Taker, it's kind of like gave me like a whole like question. Like he say he's gonna be retired, but now he's back. It's like, interesting.
Yeah.
For that. And so I don't know how it's going to play out with that match, but I do give it a reason why for my obvious pick. For my pick is going to be is Triple H, because this year Triple H hasn't won any single pay-per-view. Let's see. He lost the mixed tag team match against Kurt and Ronda at WrestleMania, and he lost to John Cena at the Greatest Royal Rumble. So I feel that Triple H need to have his credibility back just for his winning streak for the pay-per-view. Especially we'll see Shawn Michaels getting involved, like possibly doing a super kick to Taker. And we're definitely going to see Kane getting involved as well. So for my pick for this, one last time, which I hope it is, but hopefully there better not be like a tag team between DX and the Brothers of Destruction. My obvious pick, he needs to get his win because we're 3 months until 2018 ends. My pick is going to be is Triple H to win the match. And hopefully, maybe in the near future, we're probably going to be seeing Triple H versus Kurt Angle.
Yeah.
I would like to see that. I mean, there has been like a lot of like issues going on with the Authority and Kurt Angle leading up to where stuff sending Kurt on vacation, having Constable Baron Corbin being the acting Raw GM. Like,
I know.
mean, I'm just waiting for when Triple H versus Angle will have that match, just 1-on-1, no mixed tag team.
Right.
And that's it. But yeah. So anyway, you guys, that is it for the video. Comment down below who are your picks, the reason why, and all the jazz as well. So yeah, hopefully we're all going to be sleep deprived for this pay-per-view. Again, it's going to start 5 a.m. Eastern, 2 a.m. Pacific. But yeah, so anyway, before we go, we're going to give our plugs. So starting with you, Kaitlin.
Well, actually, I'm not going to plug anything, but thanks for letting me be on here, and it was fun, and hopefully we'll do it again sometime.
Oh, totally. Like, you did an amazing job with your picks and everything. I would love to, for you to...
I think we were almost all the same.
Yeah.
Maybe one.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway.
Oh, yeah, one match, which is the women's tag team, but hey... But yeah, we would love to have you come back again. Maybe Aaron's going to have you being on a panel in the future. What do you guys think? Comment down below. But yeah, and for the plugs I am going to plug in. So make sure to follow me at nodq.com/Cindy. That's going to take you directly to my Twitter page. Also make sure to follow me at simply_C_OK on Instagram and on my YouTube channel, #1. My second YouTube channel, along with me and two of my buddies, Brian and Tyler, at Tyson Poppy Production. And also, you guys make sure to go to nodq.com/shirt, so it will take you directly to the Pro Wrestling Tee store on the No DQ section, where you guys can get your nodq.com t-shirt of any selection, including yours truly as well. And do not forget, make sure to follow the nodq.com personalities on their social media links like Aaron Riff, Jeff Meacham, Virtue, Greg Cherry, Interstate Kyle, TJS, Jeff or Big G or Certified G, Stephen Osborne, Kayfabe Candy Ass, Dylan Funk, and Son Goku, and Chris Kaz as well. And do not forget, make sure to stay tuned for all the latest news in WWE and other wrestling-related news. Follow NoDQ.com on social media and the website, and subscribe to this channel as well. And yeah, so anyway, you guys, that is it for now. Thank you so much for watching. This is Cindy G and Kaitlin, and we will see you guys next time. Cheers, y'all.